ask the question, everybody gets to answer, like ask questions after she's done, like laying it all out.
But they're not making any decisions right now, right?
They're voting to,
Define
define
the
the rules first, that I don't know if they're making.
I have one more thing to read that everyone here needs to hear before we go any further.
Can I use that?
No, you cannot.
Know your roles.
I am conducting this in the way the state of Texas says it has to be conducted. And I just want you all to know that Texas Penal Code 38.13 says that a person commits offense if they intentionally hinder an official proceeding by noise or reckless behavior or disturbance. You will be given, each one of you will be given an opportunity to speak if that's what you so desire. But as a courtesy to all of us here, we will do it in an orderly fashion. The city of Edom has agreed to pass this ordinance with the distance of 1,050 feet. At this time, I'm going to open it up for questions. And the first person I'm going to allow to speak has already arrived and asked to be first on this list, and they were here. And I'm going to ask Miss Allie Lloyd to either read or bring to me to read the statement.
I have a statement from First Baptist Church of Edom signed by Pastor Craig Lloyd that I would like to read. For reasons of ethical values and safety, FBC Edom supports ordinance number 2019-11-1, sexually ordinated business that provides for the regulation of sexually oriented business in the city. FBC Edom does not support any business or institution that would defame or degrade a person. Sexually oriented business brings about the objectification of women. Oftentimes, this objectification brings about pain and sometimes mental illness such as anxiety and depression. In addition to objectification, exploitation, and abuse also arise in sexually oriented business, resulting in the physical harm and mental harm to individuals. The clinical neuroscience reports that many women who worked in the sex industry have been attacked, exploited, and humiliated. And mind-altering substances often are sought to temporarily mollify the physical and emotional pain. Most prevalent mental health symptoms are in the mood and anxiety spectrums, but are often coupled with addiction to substances. FBC Edom recognizes the priceless value of the human life that is created by God. We cannot allow any type of organization that reduces that priceless value, brings about physical and mental harm, and goes against our ethical values. FBC Edom values the safety of our community. Sexual-oriented business bring about abuse, drugs, illegal activities. We believe the safety of our children and families are imperative to this community. We must prevent the increase of drug abuse, crime rates, exploitation, and abuse. To protect our community, our children, our families, to build up individuals so they recognize their immeasurable value in the eyes of the Lord, FBC Edom supports this ordinance. Thank you.
Your preacher joked with me about the name. Gave me ideas.
Wayne, would you care to speak now, please?
Yeah.
You have 5 minutes.
That's all you
Listen, first thing off, there never was any intent of a topless bar. It was all in a joking, started out, and everybody, I say everybody, a lot of people added to it by bringing bras and whatever, which had nothing to do with it. We had nothing to do with it. I come out in my drive, and there it is. That's number one. Number two thing, do you actually think that I'm stupid enough to put a dang topless bar in my front yard? I couldn't. I got a 5-year-old baby that I walk up down there. I don't care about her saying either. And you should have called me if you felt like that strong with it. Nobody ever, I called you the other night. Vice versa, you could have called me and said, hey, I can't believe, is this true? And you would got to me, no, it's nothing but a joke. What's so hard about that? What's so hard about a little bit of communication?
I don't think anybody wants anything like that in
No,
There's no money in it anyway.
We are not gonna talk over each other, please. The acoustics are not good in here as it is.
But There was never any intent of that, I can assure you. And you, of all people, should have called.
Well, it's been personal between
Just a
y'all for a
minute,
while.
just a minute, is that, you got anything else to say?
No, that is just a waste of time, what I'm saying, your time, whoever's time.
Okay. All right, thank you. I would like to respond, and then I will call on whoever's next. When someone tells a joke, it's not necessary to respond to it. When Mr. Nick made a joke about his Triple X Club, I knew it was a joke. I didn't think it was in very good taste, but it was still a joke. So I was not the least bit concerned that he was about to do so. However, when that sign went up, the city council realized that unlike every surrounding city, we don't have an ordinance in effect that would address this issue should someone else ever seriously consider doing something like that. So I guess in a way, we can thank Mr. Nip for sending us that wake-up call.
Thanks, Brandon.
There was no need to address something that wasn't going to happen, but it is very important to this city that we make sure that someone doesn't come in who is serious about this.
I'm all about the safety of the community.
Would you like to speak next, Brandon?
Speak, Brandon.
Can somebody else give me their 5 minutes?
No.
'Cause I can go on for hours.
You have I need to say this. No, you have to.
Pertaining to
Pertaining to it all, because you brought up the little
I'll
family.
say something.
This personal thing between you and my dad ended up being between me and you, alright? You didn't have a problem with people having games in a pit stop for 8, 9, 10 years. But as soon as I did, you had a problem with it. Running up to the sheriff's department, threatening, you and Doc Collins threatening.
Okay.
Hold on, he's got the floor.
that did not happen.
Yes, you did.
He's got the
You
floor.
were so happy on getting me that you called the Atlas Gas Company and have my meter taken up on my own private property, and the gas man sitting right there when I called you, you denied it. It is all personal. The sign was a joke. It was meant for you. Voila. It got underneath your skin. You were calling everybody. Because it's all become personal between you and me and Don Collins. Because why? Because I made some money? Huh? Did I not offer to put up street lights for the safety of this town? 6 lights that they couldn't afford to have in this town. I offered to give $6,000 to put up and pay the electric bill, and I was denied. Because you know what? It's not about the safety of the community. It's not. If we were all about safety of the community, we'd probably all act a little bit different. So why was I denied? Because I wanted to do something good for my community. Not one of y'all up here have ever employed anybody in this community, ran a business, gave a woman money for a lawyer to help fight for her kids, giving people money, helping them get into rehab. Nobody's ever just gave out money. There's a lot of people in here that I've just given money or I've put to work. Not one of y'all can say that shit. Not one of y'all. So I did do some good with my money. And it was legal to your DA and all the locals. If we had some of the local law enforcement here, they would tell you the same. But it's not no more. That's fine. I don't regret it though. I'd do it all over again. And give it the chance, it'll happen again. But y'all are targeting me specifically, is what you're doing. Because just like I said a while ago, y'all didn't give a damn when Clifford Morgan had his little peeping room in there with his dirty movies. Did you care then? Did you care that I was a kid and I was able to just go back there and see it? Did you really care then? Where's your morals now? Come on, Christians. Just like the First Baptist Church of Edom, the own pastor sitting there making jokes about the name, suggesting things to me in the damn cafe. Now they're writing letters because they're almighty God-fearing people. This is bullshit. This is a scam. This is y'all like feeding on some kind of power that you really don't have. Because all of y'all, I'm telling you right now, these people ain't here for y'all. 9 out of 10 of these people are here for me. Alright? So all of y'all are on borrowed time. Everybody. Y'all are going to be off this damn city council. I don't give a damn if I got to fund everybody's campaigns. Y'all are going to be off, and you're going to be gone. You sit there and come to me 2 years ago when I'm asking for papers to sign up to come here. Well, what do you want to do if there's there's really nothing to it, there's no money, just shake it. I'm like, what, people are kind of pushing me to do it. You're going around telling people around town, you don't want it, it's bothersome to you. Quit right now, nobody gives a damn. Somebody will step in and take your spot if it's too much for you. It's just, this is all, I'm at like a loss for words. Because this is bullshit. You call it, no, I'm not through by a damn side. You sit there and personally call in on my damn gas to have it disconnected. That's taking it a little bit too far. Lying to Atlas Energy and saying it was the city's property. You know you got busted. You want to bring the people back out there that cut it off? Repeat what you told them? It's pretty damn hard when you're going after people's personal property. Getting gas cut off. You don't care about this town. All you care about is you. You yourself. If you care about this town or whatever, maybe your old man would be running up and down the roads drunk for years. Maybe you would have stopped that. This is bullshit.
And as far as the church woman, you had to talk to the doctor about that, because he's the one who told me that you were part of it.
Yeah, you was part of it. You was part of it. Jealous. And I've done more for everybody in this room than you ever could.
You're repeating yourself.
I don't care, I'm repeating all day long.
There are 2 or 3 things I would like to respond to.
It's going to be a lie, so go ahead.
When you asked to put the street lights up, and the city said that we explained to you that we had taken down the ones we had to take down because they were not in the budget. Don't interrupt me. I did not interrupt you.
I know that.
In January 10th, 2019, item on the agenda, new business, citizen request to install streetlights. Brandon Nip, he asked to appear. In the minutes, January 2019, citizen request to install streetlights. Brandon Nip. Mr. Nip was not in attendance at the meeting. Mayor Crow explained that the legal information she had researched on the issue. The city is not a charitable organization and cannot legally accept a donation to provide city services to one portion of the residents. The only thing the city can do, however, would be to pass a special tax district on certain residences if they wanted city services to them.
First off, I have to tell you, you didn't ask me to show up. You said you would present it to the council. You didn't tell me, come and show up. You didn't. You know damn well you did. You want me to go through my phone and bust out all the text meetings back and forth? Because I'll bust your ass in your lies. You didn't tell me, so don't make out like, oh my God, I put forth something and you didn't show up. So
Even if
do it
Mr.
later.
Nip had been there, the results would have been the same.
Because
It
it was
is
me.
against the law for the city to take money from a private citizen to put a street light up in front of his house or anyone else's house. It is against the law.
Are you ever concerned about the law?
Yes, sir.
Are you really?
Do you think that we can proceed with
If it betters the community, or is it nothing concerned about it?
There are other
Yeah,
issues.
you may say going up to Wanda's house,
The
because
elderly cannot see.
her street light was one of the ones that stayed out. I mentioned it to you personally, that one. Y'all take donations all the damn time?
I didn't know they took them out. I thought the light bulb went out, and so I found out.
No, they took them
We are in the portion of this meeting where we're discussing this ordinance, the personal issues and other issues. If you want to continue this, when we get through with this, we can do it then. Does anyone else have something they would like to say in regard to the ordinance? Yes, ma'am.
Hi,
For the
everybody.
record, state your name.
I'm Kelly Holmes. I own The Experience. There are a lot of art studios, as you know, galleries, classrooms, and on the definitions, are these by the state, what's considered? Well, at what point is it something considered having artistic merit? And at what point is it considered, profanity?
There's your judge and jury right there.
So, I think there's a number of artists I'm speaking for that kind of have a little bit of problem with some of the definitions for part of this. As an artist, city nudity is part of the human figure. don't know,
Is the
know, I mean,
purpose of your business
We love food.
well, it does.
sexually oriented?
The
That's
way
the point.
it mentions
Sexually-
restaurants and it mentions other businesses, I just wanna make sure that we clarify what that is in this
If
forum.
the main part of your business is not to promote those things, then it does not apply to you.
Okay.
It is my understanding.
Okay, I just wanna clarify that, and, to keep that in mind, so that you guys
I
make
can follow up
decisions,
on that.
because there's other,
Yeah.
Carrie,
Okay.
I'll give you my person.
My name's Carrie Massey and,
Carrie Massey?
Carrie. And,
Please spell that.
K-E-R-I-A-N, Massey, M-A-S-S-E-Y. To that note,
Artistic merit.
artistic merit, we have art galleries here, and some of these things have nipples, and it's a human
Buttocks.
figure, I mean, it may be the whole body, and we're selling it.
Yeah, so are we.
So it would be considered, it could be considered that. It is art, but depending on who is deciding this rule is going to be whether or not it's considered pornography. And should we have a live nude model for a class, or models that come and wear something that might be see-through, or, I mean, where does that line end?
It says
And that's-
no nude model.
We're passing our time back and forth. So to add to that, we have a developing nonprofit, and we plan to reach out to a larger national level of professional artists who come in and do studies and do live studies. And plus, like any college does, there's drawings and there could be nudity. We want to make sure that we, the artists in town who have photographers and we represent sculptors and, painters, that our rights are protected and our freedom of speech is
I have
protected as
someone
well.
here who I'm gonna ask to address that question, because I'm not a lawyer. Mr. Stephen Baskin is a lawyer who has helped us with this. Do you have an explanation about this area?
Did you get paid for this?
No.
Not at all?
That'll be good.
Won't charge.
You can't donate your time.
I think you're protected by the First Amendment. The whereas clause,
Under section 3,
well, no, the whereas clause says it is the intent of this ordinance to, it is not the intent of this ordinance to suppress any speech activities protected by the First Amendment. And the definition of a sexually oriented business, and by the way, this is not something that I made up, this is standard language. The business has to provide these things that are listed here with the intent to provide sexual stimulation or sexual gratification. So if you're using a live nude model to paint, you're not a sexually oriented business, you do not violate the statute. That would be my view.
Okay, and as an attorney, if you have an art school or classes or workshops, you are in your own restricted area, I guess, if you're a school.
You can be.
How does that
No,
work?
this statute does not, if you're not a sexually oriented business, the statute doesn't.
Affect you.
Does not affect you either. And I might just add the enforcement of the criminal penalties by the district attorney. So the district attorney would be the one who would decide whether he wants to enforce the statute with respect to the criminal penalties, not the city council. It is a criminal statute, and that's up to the district.
Yes.
Someone could, though.
So it would really have to be up to them whether or not they could enforce it.
I'm not here to do that.
No, you just sit there and gave legal advice. Can I have strippers at my house?
I'm not here to do that.
Thank you for the
You
clarification.
just gave them legal advice. Is it in there? Is there any reason for this?
does someone
I don't
else
have
have
strict
a
needs.
comment or a question you would like to add?
Oh, I have one more question, I'm sorry. Y'all were talking about 1,000 feet, and for alcohol sales in the state of Texas, it's 300 feet.
It's a
Do they
different,
go-
they do not prohibit.
They don't go necessarily, y'all are just coming up with a number, just that you think sounds like a far distance, basically?
We came up with the number that we think will protect the churches, schools, homes, and such in our
So that's
city.
pretty much it, the outside.
Without making it to where there's not spots in the city.
So it's basically outside
City limits.
city limits, pretty much.
No,
Do you know what the city limit boundaries are?
right there's a picture.
Can you show us, demonstrate on there how far it would be 1,000 feet?
Let's see.
Put it on the
You're within
table.
1,000
It's,
feet.
you just can't see it.
You're within 1,000 feet.
I just talked about it in general.
This is 1,000 feet. That amount right there is 1,000.
We're talking about booze.
That much on this map.
No, we're talking about
From here?
2 inches is 1,000 feet.
You would measure from that place
From
Does anyone else have a question or comment concerning this ordinance? Are you wanting to speak? Yes, sir?
Are we talking about a sexual shop or are we talking about, subdivision?
Has not,
We're
the
talking
word
about
alcohol was not mentioned in this at
Oh,
all.
I thought that's what it said.
No, sir.
No, she was just asking if it was the
If
same.
you have a sexually oriented
They
business,
just make up
you
whatever
usually
they
have
like.
STDs and gambling and prostitution.
With no further discussion and no one else having anything they want to ask or comment on, I have a motion, I would request a motion that we accept this ordinance with the distance of 1,050 feet. Do I have a motion to that effect? Do I have a second? All those in favor, please raise your hand. Any opposed? Thank you. We're not done. Next item is I'm gonna ask you all to please.
Can I say one last thing? Y'all should have trusted the younger generation. You should have trusted us.
Trusted who?
Not to put something like that.
It's not you we don't trust, it's future down the road. It's other people down the road.
We are the future.
You're not the only, there are people moving into this area all the time. There are people changing their minds, changing ideas. It has
We
nothing to do
are
with
still
I'm
You should
sorry.
have trusted us.
I'm sorry that you feel that way. I'm very sorry.
How many owners own them?
None of this was intended personal towards anyone. The next item on our agenda was a consideration of the 2020 budget, and I hereby am tabling that to our next meeting. And as is our custom, I requested a motion that we disband our December meeting as in our custom and make our next meeting be in January. Do I have a motion to that effect?
I'll make a motion.
Second? Second. All in favor?